Hi, Pet Sustainability Coalition. It is so great to be here today with you, albeit virtually, and I sincerely hope that you and your families are staying well and staying safe. As a quick introduction, my name is Aditya Siroya. I am a co-founder of rePurpose Global and serve as Chief Impact Officer. We're a social enterprise in the sustainability sector dedicated to reducing waste, reviving lives, and restoring nature's balance by helping individuals and businesses across the world go plastic neutral. And I'm here to talk to you today about how the pet industry can go plastic neutral. Just to start off with a little bit about our journey, my co-founders and I actually got started with the plastic pollution problem when we were doing our thesis on informal waste management. And our research took us from landfill to landfill across Asia, South America, and Africa. And we saw firsthand the sheer magnitude of the plastic pollution problem. We all know, of course, the statistics. Over 91% of all plastic waste ever produced has been dumped into the environment in some capacity. But while the environmental damages are well known of plastic pollution, what often gets overlooked is the unspoken humanitarian crisis that has resulted from how we as a society deal with the burdens of our consumption, because we offload these burdens onto millions of informal waste pickers, some of society's most marginalized groups. These waste pickers are playing a crucial environmental role across the world because they serve as the entry point for recycling. But despite this, they remain trapped in an occupation that is exploitative, informal, and most of all, something that we fundamentally believe should not exist today because it perpetuates a cycle of generational poverty. Now, a simple finding from our research was that nature needs capital. As a society today, we are simply not mobilizing enough financing in favor of the solutions that actually work against our plastic pollution crisis. In fact, a recent report called Breaking the Plastic Wave showed that by 2040, we are on track to triple our plastic leakage into nature. But fortunately, not all is doom and gloom, because the good news is that 80% of this leakage can be solved by investing in solutions that already exist on a systemic level. The fact is, there is no one silver bullet solution to plastic pollution. We need to be investing in all solutions across the plastic value chain, ranging from upstream redesign according to circular principles and reduction of plastic use, all the way to downstream investment in waste management infrastructure. Across the board, we need to be doing everything we can to push for systems level change. Now, recognizing the pervasiveness of plastic pollution, consumers today have woken up to this issue like never before. Plastic pollution has become the #1 environmental issue on consumers' minds in the US. And consumers are fed up. They are demanding real change and action from brands. In fact, over the last year, sustainable products grew over 500% faster than regular ones. So why aren't consumer brands taking action to meet this clear demand? Well, in the actual words of some of our consumers, some of the brands that approached us, alternatives to plastic are either too expensive, worse for the environment, or simply don't exist today. In a recent report published by the Pet Sustainability Coalition, only 23% of the industry perceived their sustainability programs to be effective, and worse, over 67% reported that they did not have the right tools and experts necessary to take effective environmental action. And that's where rePurpose Global comes in. We created the pioneering plastic neutral certification to help brands take immediate, effective action on their plastic footprint today. We're building the world's largest plastic waste removal platform to make environmental action delightfully simple for CPG brands. Here's how it works. Through our platform, brands can take responsibility for their own plastic use by funding the removal of as much plastic from the environment as they use. And this funding is mobilized to scale up our network of waste management projects across the world, and in the process, certifying the brands as plastic neutral to recognize and communicate their pioneering environmental action. Here's how it works with a simple example. Let's take MyProtein, one of our early champions and Europe's largest sports nutrition brand, as an example. We started with the MyVegan line of products, and we first calculated their plastic footprint. Let's say, for the sake of the example, that it's about 400,000 kilograms per year. Second, at the rate of about 50 US cents per kilogram, my vegan funds plastic removal equivalent to its footprint through the rePurpose platform. Third, a vetted rePurpose impact project in Goa, India, will remove 400,000 additional kilograms of ocean-bound plastic waste and get it recycled on behalf of my vegan, certifying them plastic neutral. This means that my vegan has removed as much plastic waste from nature as their packaging utilizes. The plastic neutral business community spans across sectors and geographies, and we work with brands from across food, beauty, wellness, fashion, and even professional services. And we're only eager to grow this business community. Today, I'm proud to announce that we're working with some leading sustainable brands in the pet food industry from across the world. And a huge shout out to some of our pet brands, such as the Natural Dog Company, Nature's Logic, and V-Dog in the US, to Earth Pup in Canada, to Feed My Fur Baby all the way in New Zealand. We're so excited to grow the plastic neutral movement in the pet industry with you today. We do the difficult work so that brands can reap the benefits. Consumers see the plastic neutral certification and they know they are making the right purchase. And brands are able to leverage this power overnight, whether they communicate it on product packaging, differentiate themselves from competitors in Amazon, stand apart with thought leadership, or create waves on social media. We're also creating innovative technology tools to help brands extend the invitation to their consumers such that their consumers can join in the journey towards plastic neutrality. A small example is our Planet Positive checkout app, a simple e-commerce integration that plugs into any e-commerce store, giving brands the option to allow their consumers to opt into a micro donation at the point of sale, essentially opting in to add a few cents to their purchase towards fighting plastic pollution with rePurpose. Our theory of change is that we want to onboard and evaluate. Our theory of change is to mobilize financing to scale existing waste management social enterprises that have a proven track record at creating context-appropriate impact. And here's how the magic on the ground happens. We first identify, evaluate, and onboard local waste management enterprises from across the world. And today we're proud to be working with some leading waste management enterprises across Colombia, Kenya, Sri Lanka, Indonesia, India, and Ghana. And we're only growing this platform. Second, we design impact projects, creating new supply chains and infrastructure to systematically eliminate plastic waste. And finally, we verify that this entire process adheres to our rigorous global environmental standards. Right now, the rePurpose plastic removal platform stretches across 8 countries, and we're eager to grow this as we go forward and continue to build our plastic removal capacity on this journey towards building the world's largest plastic waste removal platform. Our guiding principle is the concept of additionality. It's a complex environmental term, but to break it down very simply, it simply means that your money needs to be used to create impact that would not have otherwise happened. So applying this to the concept of plastic removal, we believe that all funds are mobilized from brands going plastic neutral should be used to recover and tackle plastic waste that was otherwise destined for the environment. So what this means is that we study what is the existing level of plastic recovery in any region that we operate in and design interventions that generate that delta over the baseline such that your financing is generating 100% additionality. And that's our guarantee across all of our projects. And the way we do this is that with each impact partner, we conceptualize interventions that are activated with brand financing, but each of these interventions is designed in a way that builds on top of the capabilities and addresses the weaknesses of our impact partners to help them in their journey towards scaling the impact. This ranges from recovering plastic waste with no economic value, previously impossible, These interventions are broadly categorized in three types. Our first intervention type is recovering plastic waste with no economic value, or recovering low value plastic waste. It's a misnomer to say that all plastic is born equal, because the fact is that most plastic waste is actually too low value to be economically incentivizing anyone to collect and process it. And so using plastic credit financing, we subsidize and make financially viable the collection, processing, and recovery of previously unrecyclable, low-value material, otherwise destined to be dumped into the environment or openly burned. Our second intervention category seeks to expand waste management infrastructure by solving the infrastructure gap, particularly in places where no waste management exists. Such a small example is our project in Kerala, India, where we're establishing with our local partner end-to-end waste management supply chains for villages where currently, because of the lack of waste management, residents are dumping all of their waste directly into water bodies in and around these villages. Our third intervention type, which is admittedly a lot more experimental, but something we strongly believe in, is to scale up early stage innovations that are pushing us beyond the paradigm of plastic altogether. The goal here is to mobilize financing in favor of material alternatives to plastic, or innovative technologies for the improvement of plastic processing, or even circular business models that are reducing the need for plastic altogether, with the intention being that we mobilize financing in favor of these innovators to help them scale up their impact and help them avoid and help us move to a plastic-free world. We ensure end-to-end traceability through the rePurpose platform for all impact operations to guarantee and deliver to you verified and radically transparent impact. Our impact verification protocols range from dedicated monitoring and evaluation staff enforcing our standards of operations across all of our local impact partners, to dedicated client impact dashboards for each purchaser of plastic credits to give you live updated impact updates from on the ground, as well as the documentation proving that your impact has actually been created. We're also proud to be working with the global consortium of plastic We're also proud to be working with a global consortium called the 3R Initiative, which is writing the world's first plastic credit standard to govern how plastic credit projects are actually executed. And this expertise allows us to structure all of our projects in line with the requirements of this external third-party audit standard. And finally, our doors are always open to anyone who has purchased plastic credits from us to come drop by and conduct a site visit themselves or arrange third-party auditors. We're proud to be working with verification procedures that adhere to our core project principles, establishing additionality. The rePurpose platform is on track to pull out over 1.5 million pounds of plastic waste this year alone, and this is just the beginning as we endeavor to grow the plastic neutral community to maximize our impact. If you're interested in joining this plastic neutral movement, we'd love to talk. Please do reach out, and I'd love to hear any questions or thoughts that you may have, and eager to work to continue to grow our collaborations with the Pet Sustainability Coalition and all of its members. So thank you so much for your time, and really appreciate you tuning in today to this session. Thank you.